Hello and welcome to another episode of We Hate Skill Windows, the podcast about hating skill windows and also about reading power fantasy trash. Today we bring you another power fantasy in a way, but it might be different. This is Existence. We're reviewing Existence, the manhwa or webtoon, and I am Rai.
I'm Chris.
And yeah, no skill windows in this one. Just pure pure power fantasy, I guess.
Yep.
I feel like you might describe it better than me. What would you say is different from this one? From like the other trash out there, you know?
Oh, the biggest thing? The main character's not constantly obsessed with getting stronger and training himself.
He's already
Uh,
strong. He didn't need to get stronger though. He was
uh,
born with the level 100 mafia boss energy. He didn't have to work from a level 1 crook.
and definitely the other big thing is, there's like a good amount of like tension and like a strongly connected story from beginning to end, Like in the other ones, the guy is kind of just like going throughout his life, doing stuff. Like this one has like I don't
Actual
know, like
human
the FBI knocking
relationships,
on.
stuff you
Yeah, like
can like history.
there's kind of
Yeah.
like two main characters too, which is whack.
There's one main character, Jayan or Jayan, and then there's like some female lead of some sort who's not really his significant other, but more so usually like a parental figure in a way.
Yeah, she's like 10 years older than him. Yeah,
Yeah, the current one, I mean, I
well, not really 10 years because the other guy's like 3 billion, but
in his human form. Uh,
yeah.
God, I did not like the child version of him. I guess I should introduce it a little bit as I've been trying to do. So the crux of existence is that there's this kid who is born, but before he was born as a child, as a human, he had already lived many thousands, millions of lives as like animals. Did he live life as plants or only
Yeah,
animals?
he said he lived as everything
Okay,
even.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
everything.
essentially, like, imagine sort of like the main character of like 2 Year Eternity, except instead of like just taking on the form of anything in the world, he's born and has to live through the lives of that until he dies. And this time he is reborn, and he's like, ah, shit, maybe this time I'll be the top of the food chain. He shows up as a human. You are sort of top of the food chain, but I guess he really didn't enjoy that. But he's born to like a family, or well, he's born to a mom, uh, and he he just sort of grows up, but like lacks the empathy and like emotions ish of like a normal person. I mean, I don't know. He just you just see him reference a bunch of like, oh, I've lived through like thousands of years, like it's time to move on or some shit. But yeah, eventually we get to this weird now storyline where there's a global virus pandemic all over the world, and there's a main body and it's possessing the one person he cares about in the world. Can he do anything to stop it? The answer is no. The answer is human extinction. And yep, that's about it. And existence, I guess, is sort of like philosophical. Do humans need to exist? I don't know. Something like that, probably. I would say it is a breath of fresh air, right? Uh, it
Yeah, it didn't
it doesn't
follow the
conform
usual
to the
storyline.
trash. I mean, what do you want to say? Like,
No.
it doesn't start with I was reincarnated or I woke up as a child, but wait, I was just getting backstabbed by my best friend in the academy that I grew up and became headmaster in. I was about to become a ninth level mage, but then, because I developed a secret art that no one knew about, the government went to hunt me down, and my best friend was one of theirs. Curse you, I'll never forget you. Yeah, it wasn't one of those. It also wasn't. I was killed in the video game I was playing, and I came back as a child. Yeah, there's a lot of templates. I feel like if you wanted to adhere to a template and make something, like even if it's real shitty, right? It'll get an audience. People like to read something they're used to. There's got to be a reason like that, right? Like,
Maybe.
you want to have, I'll say it, as a reader of trash, you want to have the dribble that you can just shovel into your mouth and not worry about what it is. It's like if you're mindlessly like watching a movie or something or a podcast or just like doing work and you just like have like a box of Cheerios next to you. You don't care about which Cheerio you're eating. They're all the same. You're just here to eat. You don't care what you're consuming. It's just substance. Shitty substance, but this one is a bit better at being sustenance. I mean that said, I don't like the current logic of it. I it's it's bittersweet. I understand why it's like that, but yeah, not a huge fan of it. I think I prefer the shit. I think I
Ooh.
prefer it when it's just rampant dumbassery, main character power rampage, sicko mode shit. I think I prefer that. But I'm interested to see if because you said you like this one, right? What you like
It
about
was
it?
refreshing.
Well, like
The
aside
biggest
from
thing,
yeah,
yeah, definitely the biggest thing I liked about it was that it was very good, I thought, at having like actual ups and downs and climaxes in the story. Like it felt like it had like actual points of conflict rather than, like the main characters of Power Fantasies never have any real conflict. They just
what do you
they
mean?
just go
Luoji
through
had so
life.
much conflict. He had to kill like a few hundred people in modern day China. That's crazy. Yeah, that's true. They usually, he,
They just kind of,
yeah.
they're just breathing through. Uh,
Any obstacle either becomes a friend or is easily destroyed.
yeah. Um, that said, I do kind of agree how like the story dedicates a lot of like empty panels to just like talk
Empty.
about like philosophy and stuff.
Hmm.
Like they're not like they're not tied into the story or the character dialogue at all. They're just kind of like the author with words and like a flower background explaining how humanity sucks.
Yeah, a
And I'm
flower
just like,
or like a
okay.
picture of an elephant, and the main character's like, "This is why humans fucking suck," like,
Yeah,
and
you're
they're
just
like
like,
musing
okay.
philosophically about the end of the world and why human extinction should be necessary or something. And then
And
it's
I'm just
like
like, I'm just trying
him
to read a
working his part-time
manhwa.
job or
Like,
something.
uh,
Yeah, but don't you agree? I don't know if I agree with human extinction. I
it,
do.
it was a pretty interesting take.
I mean, I do see like the stuff that in the later chapters, the guy espouses a lot of stuff about like, oh well, in the end, humans are selfish and it's like survival of the fittest. You say you'll sacrifice one person for the good of humanity, but you're saving yourselves. I mean, yes, but also you're sacrificing one person. I I don't think it's wrong. Maybe it's because I'm human, but apparently the author does not think they're human or wants to write through the ideals of someone who does not believe they are truly human. Fair. Fair. If that is what you're going for, fair. But unfortunately, as much as I wish to not be human, I do have that sense of thought as well, right? Like it is hard to be selfless. And in one of the later bits, the more recent parts, it's like uh the like female lead has to make a choice. And he sort of like guilt trips her into making that choice by being like, you wanna live, right? You're human. But like he's human, but he's not. I feel like he never really got to learn how to be human. Uh which is bizarre because he's just like while yes, this doesn't follow a template, he also does sort of have that like he has a similarity, I think, with a lot of the Power Fantasy MCs of just being like sort of psychopathic. Uh
Yeah.
I usually it's fine. Usually it's fine because everyone in the world is psychopathic. Usually in the Power Fantasies, right? Like everyone is a piece of shit. So when the main character is a piece of shit, you don't really feel it. You're like, oh yeah, go and beat them up. Yeah, they deserve it. These people didn't really deserve it. I mean, I guess they did, but the guy has no remorse in killing people. And he just like every time he kills someone, it's like his conviction grows stronger. And he's like, "Yeah, this is why you should die. This is why you deserve it." But like, if you were truly wanting to live out this life as a human, wouldn't you want to like, I don't know, live as a human? Like try to be more human? But instead, the sea cucumber or whatever inside of him is like, nah, fuck that shit. We're not human. We don't have to care about these fuckers. Then why even get reborn as a human? Just enact out your revenge as a fucking monkey or something. I don't know. It. I think the author has seeped too much ideology of their own into it, and I don't think it's a particularly bad thing. It's just not exactly for me. Um, not to talk about like not safe for work things too much here, but there is one called Lilith's Cord that I got recommended a bit ago. Uh, I'm not saying to read it either, but uh, that's one where the art is insane. There is a plot line, but you can be like 80 chapters into that shit and not know what the fuck's going on. This one, you know what's going on. You just, you just, yeah, you have to accept it, I guess. I don't know. My complaint is basically it's good. The art is also really quite good. And to draw some parallels to manga that I've read, there is something called Inuyashiki, hopefully pronounced roughly right, where the brief synopsis of that. Actually, Chris, are you familiar with that one? Do you know what I'm
Yeah, it's
talking about?
one where the old grandpa turns into like God robot, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's an anime as well. Yeah, there's an old man. He's walking in a park, and he gets struck by like alien weaponry. And they're like, "Oh shit, oh fuck. I guess we'll just give you a robot body then." But it's not just him. There's someone else who also got struck, and while he decides to use his body to save people by becoming literal like old man Jesus, Japanese middle-aged man Jesus. The other guy who got struck is this like younger guy, and he decides to use his powers to kill people. Uh, it's like this, but in this one, both the antagonist and the protagonist, in that if we call our MC the protagonist, both of them want to kill people. So, ah, it doesn't give you anything to cheer for, I feel. Right? Do you cheer for the main character whose goal right now is just to kill everyone on Earth that's human? Or do you cheer for the villain whose goal is to kill everyone on Earth? Period. Like, It's not. I I'm gonna have to dock some character points. Is all I'm saying. Do you have what do you think? I've been talking a lot.
I think they gave a little bit more room for like growth and in the main character, especially when he like lost his memories and he started living as a human for like a little bit.
Okay, that's true. He did lose his memories at some point, and he actually became human for a very short amount of time. Uh, yeah, I sort of wish he would have stayed human, but he didn't. But he doesn't. He gets his memories back, and the instant he does, he becomes the fucker he was before. Uh, I
I kind
yeah.
of liked the beginning part, even if the main character was extremely like unsympathizable because of the mom. And I thought the mom character was really sweet and wholesome. And
The
she had such good dialogues with everyone. Every time she
the
appeared, it
mom
was
felt like a
always an amazing
mom.
panel.
The mom felt like a good written mom character.
And she
But
was
the
so
kid was
witty and funny.
so fucking ungrateful. God damn it! It was like, well, I'm old enough. I'm like 6. Time to fucking leave. And he's like dying, and the mom's like frantically looking for him, and he didn't like hear her looking for him. It's like, fuck off, human woman. Like everything he does is so like performative. Even him saying like "I love you" to people is because he saw other people do it, and it seems to release some sort of emotion in him, in them, if he says it correctly. That's uh,
Agree. I don't think he was trying to be performative in that.
I feel like,
I think
well, the exact moment I'm talking about is like when he finds the mom, or the mom finds him rather.
when he was like dying on the
Yeah, yeah,
ground.
yeah. And he says "I love you," and it's also like the first time he's spoken, I think. So
Yeah, I think so
that's
too.
pretty
Yeah.
insane. But like he said at some point in that panel, I'm pretty sure, something along the lines of like, I recall this is something that she said to me many times, and I never like understood what it meant, but something about saying it now. I don't
I
know.
think that was like the first time that he like actually tried to like learn how to be human. Like it was like a tiny hint.
He
Like
made
he
like a
still doesn't
really
like fully
shit effort,
understand.
but yeah, I guess it was an effort. Ah, I mean, but if someone who doesn't understand empathy says, "I understand what you're going through," and they're just saying it because it's like societal norm to say so, is that genuine?
I mean, they're making an effort to make you feel better.
They are making an effort, even if they don't understand. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I suppose he's trying, but trying's not good enough. He's not a very cheerable honorable. He's not a very like cheerable honorable protagonist.
Mm.
You don't really like. I don't know. I don't see people. Well, I don't know. I just it is what it is. I don't know when this was written, like the original web novel probably. I wonder if it was before or after COVID. Because you know how in this one there's like a worldwide pandemic?
Yeah. With the
I wonder. Was this influenced by COVID or was this before COVID? Because honestly, before COVID, I just to tangent a little bit. Before COVID, what was there in terms of a pandemic? There was like Ebola.
H1N1.
H. Isn't that a YouTuber? Or wait.
The
Okay.
H1N1 flu.
Oh, wait, like
That
bird
was
flu or just flu?
it was like a strain of flu that was supposed to be really dangerous, and that was like
Hmm.
the first time where I saw a bunch of people like mandating to get like vaccines, and we all filed into like a huge stadium to get a vaccine shot.
Huh. I don't remember. Wait, like, do you know roughly when this was? Like
This
time
was like
period?
2010-ish.
2010. Huh. Weird.
Like
I feel
Ebola
like
was
the
like
only thing I
a
remembered
big
was Ebola.
scare. But like I never had to get a a vaccine shot for Ebola. Like it was
Yeah,
kind of like
because it
something
was
that
more
happened far away.
contained. It was on a different
Yeah.
continent. Yeah, the only thing I remember though is like chicken flu or swine flu, I think it was, that was going around
Swine
for a
flu, bird
bit.
flu.
Bird flu, chicken flu, yeah, stuff like
Oh, that
that,
was in
flu
China. Or that was
strains.
like in Asia.
And
So it
then,
wasn't really something I had to deal with either.
yeah, only major thing that happened was just COVID spread so fucking fast that, yeah, yeah. Uh, and this one, it's like spread by connection, which is even worse, I guess. Because it's like, oh, I have 256 people who have connections to me. They are all now infected by knowing me. It's like a mind virus. That's even worse, honestly. Because everyone in the world knows someone, and someone knows them. That's really harsh to have something like that. Really crippling if that was real. In fact, I think we would all succumb to it. Unless you're like someone whose entire family line has died out and you also made no friends. Uh, which I suppose there might be people like that. And there's also like isolated communities that most people don't know about. So I guess they would live. Uh, but yeah, anything else to add about it? You like the skill windows in this one? In that there's none?
That was refreshing, honestly. No skill
I
windows.
don't know. We haven't been hating on any skill windows so far. Or, well, in a while. Get like all the skill windows that
Mm.
pop up. It's like, well, he didn't like try to buy something from the shop and like abuse the system in that way. So I guess it's fine. Which, I mean, I suppose, but
The previous one we reviewed, he set out his attack names and like used them like video game skills, and every single time I was always like, okay.
wait, drug eating mage?
Yeah.
Well, if we think about it, right, he's still in a video game. It's the one time you can
Yeah.
talk about that part.
It's like it was okay because he was actually in a video game, so I was like, you could have passed.
A really shitty pass, but I guess it's a pass.
Yeah.
If you're
The only
not
times I
treating it
really
like
hate
a
him.
video game, then you really shouldn't conveniently be allowed to be like, oh, but it's a game. I've got to call out the skill before I cast it. Especially since no one else in the world does it. Or like everyone else, when they cast their magic, they just cast it. The fucking crocodile didn't say like, I'm gonna uppercut, and then he like uppercuts, you know? Everyone else is acting like it's normal. This guy is just got an input, input delay, and that's why he's slightly weak. Uh, I guess if there's nothing to say, let's move on to the rating part of it, shall we? All right, starting off art wise. I feel like I always go first. You want to go first?
Sure, I'll give that a 9.
Switch it up. A 9. Fair, very fair. I
Oh my god, they drew the people so well, and there
will
were some very
also give it a
distinctive
9.
moments.
I
There's that
almost
moment
would
where
give it
the
a
guy
10,
turns.
but it's not like in it. Yeah, I don't know. It does something particularly well, but I wouldn't say it's like super jaw dropping.
There was this one moment where he turned into like a firefly,
Hmm.
and it was just a really well drawn scene.
Hmm.
That's the
I, uh,
thing.
they really like drawing blood. They're really good at drawing blood spatter.
Yeah, that's
uh,
true.
Author really enjoyed upping this man's body count, this child's body count. Oh boy. For story, what would you give the story?
Um, it's kind of short right now. This is 40 chapters, 39.
It's actually sort of longer than most of the stuff we review sometimes, but yeah.
Okay, so it starts out at 20 chapters, so it's only
Okay,
been
yeah,
about
but the
20
mass release
weeks.
is only 20 chapters, so everything past that point is like, damn, you're still reading this shit.
Oh no.
You get to Doctor's Rebirth level and you're like, okay, well, fuck, I'm just in here for the long haul, I guess. I don't really care about the little white dragon, but I guess I'll keep reading.
Uh, it's it has a storyline that's happening.
Yeah.
Um, I kind of I think the story was a little bit more interesting this time. It felt like there was a little bit more effort put in, so I'll give it like an 8.
Damn, the high score is coming down this time. We might have something that'll almost rival Lazy Lord. Maybe. Actually, no. I'm probably gonna talk the character a bit. But the story for me, yeah, it is different. I will say that much. It is different. I will not say it's incredibly different. Uh, I would put it on the level of like Barbarian Quest or even like Inuyashiki of like having just a thing that sort of challenges like everything that happens. But except the character in this one just does not care, which makes it harder to like it. But that's on a character basis. The story is not bad.
There were some moments where I was kind of annoyed.
I
The
liked it
story,
better in the
like,
beginning, I think.
mm,
Uh,
when the mom was still alive.
when
Oh
when
my
the
god, she was
mom was
so
still
cute.
there and it wasn't just him losing his memories and sort of like I don't like the current plot
Oh, you
story
didn't like
points.
the rom-com moment? I don't like
You
how it
mean the
changed to
one moment
rom-com
where he
halfway
said, "I
through.
guess I'll just make you more uncomfortable"? That one?
Oh, that part? Oh my god, that was really,
It's really bad.
yeah, that
I did
was.
not enjoy that. I just
I thought that was kind of clever.
post possession arc. I don't like it.
Uh,
But everything up until then was pretty. Well, it was like bitter. Yeah, I'll give it a. I'll give it a 7. I like it a little less than perhaps you like it. I think, but overall, still quite enjoyable. And last but not least, we got characters.
okay. So
Feels like the mom's gonna give us points here.
honestly, her dialogue was just so amazing. I freaking.
Well, okay, let me ask this just for the sake of being devil's advocate. What makes this mom so much different from other moms? Because the
Well,
other
she
moms are
she
also sort
actually
of like moms, right? They like care about the kid and they like wait for him to come home with food.
they're all
And then they're
they're
also like on their
very
deathbed
like
all the time.
they're just very duty driven. Like they're like, oh, I'm the mom because like this is my job.
Hmm. But this
But
mom is
also they're
like
not very interesting
genuinely
because
selfless, even though she knows she has faults. Yeah, she's very human.
also this one has really good like she's so witty.
Hmm.
I don't know. She
She
has
had yeah, she had some gumption to her, I
she's
guess, or whatever you would
yeah,
say.
she's amazing.
She
Like
like
every
shot
time
back at
she
people.
speaks, it's like yeah, like she's spitting straight facts all the time. It's kind of great.
Uh,
She's her character is definitely more than just I'm the mom. Her character is
hmm.
like she's very energetic. She's very passionate about everything she does. She's just so good, and she's a really good speaker.
That's fair.
Uh, um,
Now,
the
how
other
much does the main
characters.
character detract from that score?
Oh,
I
kind of like three separate like personalities. Like there's the first is like very like him being born as a human for the first time, him losing his memories, and then the mixture of the two after he regains his memories. So it's kind of like
well, d- you could say that one of those egos almost completely suppressed the other one.
yeah, that's true.
But yes, if you want to say it like that, then there are three. But ultimately, there's only one. One in like 10% of another one. But yeah,
I
what do you give?
the characters overall. I mean, I think the author is really good at writing characters, and I
Hmm.
agree that the main character he like talks a lot about philosophy, and it doesn't like it's not. I don't know how much I like connect with him on that. We'll probably give him like that in total like a 7.
Damn, still high. We're going high. Uh, whoops. Let me fix that. Um, so I will say, in rating these, I realized like, what are we rating it on exactly? Like, is it our enjoyment of the story as a reader, or is it like, man, these characters were really well written, right? Because like, you can write really, really abhorrent villains or like main characters. They are like anti-heroes. You can write those. You can write like the Joker, who's just overall a really good villain. But like, you hate what he does. He's a bad person, but you're like, oh man, he's written so well. Like, do we rate it on how well the characters were written, or do we rate it on how well we enjoyed it personally?
I always rate on how much I enjoyed it.
Hmm, I see. Well, based on that, I did not enjoy the main character much. I really enjoyed him a lot more when he was just memoryless. That was nice. But then once he got him back, it was like, well, shit. No, it's just back to the we should kill everyone because they're not worth it mentality. Except like the one part that he has that keeps him almost not really, but sort of very slightly human is that he wants to protect like two people, like the shop owner and like the girl, and he'll like do anything to stop them from dying. But 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 why? Uh, it but I yeah, it's well written. It's well written. I don't agree with it. Uh, I'm gonna give it a 6. We're not gonna go too super far. I didn't like hate this character in that like I hated it for other reasons. I hated it because I think he's got philosophy that I don't terribly agree with. But
Yeah, that's what made me dock the story points the most, honestly. Just those
oh, hold on.
random philosophical nonsense.
Whoop. Just heard a YouTube short go off. No, not my Flashpoint paradox shit that I was watching on YouTube. I think that might have gotten picked up by Mike. Feels bad. Uh, I tried to open my phone and it immediately went to YouTube Shorts because I'm addicted to YouTube Shorts. Oh god, it's a goddamn plague. Imagine, right? Like I'm like, I'll never get into TikTok. I'll never succumb to your stupid shit, TikToks, and then I just watch YouTube Shorts all day. Who am I? I'm just the same fucking shit. Well, I got a 23 out of 30. It was a 7.6. That's I
Sounds
mean,
fair.
sounds about right. Do we usually go for sevens though? I don't even remember anymore.
It's like a
I seem to recall we
7.6.
usually go for a 7 point something, 7.33 or something like that. Well, yeah, it was good. You know, I do have a question. You think that most readers of like Asura or any other site that mainly focuses on power fantasies, do you think they enjoy this? And I say this not really
Probably.
knowing what the comments were saying because the comment section in Sura is like really funny.
Always positive.
Hmm.
They probably
It's
do.
just
I
like a
mean,
deviation, right?
uh,
I feel
yeah.
like everyone's here to read the
It's
trash. And when we read more trash, all the comments are like, I can't stop reading, but I know it's shit. But I keep reading anyway.
Wait, I feel like none of them ever bash the story in the comment section.
Okay,
Always like,
well,
oh, it's
you
so good,
haven't
my boy.
seen some of the ones that are out there, huh?
Okay, some of the lower rated ones,
I'm talking
everyone's
about like the
trashing on it.
ones that are like bad. And
Yeah,
not
anything
bad
rated
in
below a 9, like people are openly like criticizing it.
I'm talking about stuff like, let me see if I can scroll down all these titles that all seem like the same fucking shit. Uh, let's go to one that I know was pretty bad, which is, well, in my opinion, it was bad. It could still be rated highly. Let's see. Well, that one's got a 9.5. Never mind. Apparently, it's not bad. Uh, let's look for one that's bad. How do we look for one that's bad, though? There's no, like, rating version.
Go to Super Evolution and
Oh,
okay, so
okay.
I'll preface that in the like the summary main page, people are more willing to be critical, but like page by page,
People
there's
still
almost
enjoy
no
it.
like complaints. Yeah.
Let's go to My Daughter's the Final Boss. A 9.7. We were wrong, Chris. It looks like, in fact, we were just wrong.
Oh. Let's look at the average score of a Sura in general, though.
Like a 9.7 on everything? Yeah. It's crazy.
Uh, most things are like 9.9s. Like, god dang. Everyone's like 10.
Let's go to Drug Devourer. Maybe that one's lower? Nope, a 9.5. Alright. They don't know what they're talking about. Fuck, man. I wanted to find a lower one, but I can't find any. There was one that
Ah,
was a bit lower, I feel, but I can't find it anymore. I don't think, I...
there was one that was an 8 point something, and I was
No,
like,
yeah, I saw
dang,
one
this
that
must
was
be
a
like garbage
7. And I
beyond
was like,
garbage.
damn, these people are brutal. Give a 7 on
Like,
that
dang,
shit.
7 out of 10? How
A 7
dare
out of
they?
10? That's practically like a fucking death sentence. Holy shit. But I don't see it right now.
Uh,
Oh, I see an 8.5. That's sort of low for that. Rise of the
Holy
Cheat
cow,
User.
someone got an 8.5? What the?
I'll tell you what, this one's pretty bad. Rise of the Cheat User got dropped by Asura, actually. Um, it first comment on it is my expectations are low. After reading the synopsis, my expectations got even lower. Yeah. This one, I told you about it like a while back, a few months ago, probably. It's like this one where the main character plays like a, a VR game, and he does nothing besides like cheat in the game to get all of the women, and he's married like 27 people, uh, and like cheated on them, I guess, in the virtual world, I suppose. And then one day they expose him and they like shut him down, and now he's just like a nobody in the real world. And then he gets a knock on the door, and it's like three very scantily clad women, and they're like, "Hello, we are your wives from the game, but you married us in the virtual game, but we're here to look for you because fuck you, and also work for us," which makes no sense. And I guess there's like 5 or 6 of them who are all fellow victims of his womanizing. And they're like, because you know how to hack games, you should work for us. We are trying to hack games, but righteously so. Yeah, it's really bad. I I still think almost every one of these game ones are written by people who play games but have not actually designed games. And I say this because we've both had experience in game design. Would you agree? Like almost all of these, they have like this concept of the game is run by a central AI, and the AI just manipulates everything that's happening, and it like everything that happens is by the logic of the AI, but like I don't know. I just feel like it's bad. there maybe because of ChatGPT or maybe because of Bard or whatever. Somewhere in the off distance future, maybe a few years later down the line, maybe there will be a game that is partially controlled by an AI system. Maybe the AI like generates the quest lines and the story or something. But that's still a very maybe thing. Um, but like to run a game off the bat and be like, all right, this game it's created by an AI. There's a support team, but they don't do anything besides run around with their heads cut off like chickens. Every time there's an error that pops up, but they're like, oh, but we can't interfere. It's the will of the world. No, it's bullshit. What are these people getting paid for? To monitor the AI? I I seriously feel like everyone who makes those stories do not understand how games are made, or maybe their thought processes. Maybe I don't know how games are made. Let's just say an AI did it. It just feels dumb. But I do think we've wrapped up our thoughts for this one. Uh, it is my turn to suggest something.
Ooh.
Uh, let's see. We can rate anything that's like, 9.5 or whatever, right? It'll be real fun. Ooh, this one's got a 9. Not a 9.7, it's got a 9. And it was
Oh
dropped.
no.
Damn, feels bad. Actually, this one I felt like was pretty fun. How did this one get dropped? This is actually a fun one. And by fun one, I mean, I'm pretty sure this one has, like, straight up Faker in it.
It's kind of funny.
Like, I think, if I recall correctly, this is the one where the guy straight up has Faker in it. Right? Like, I'm pretty sure. Pretty certain, yeah. This is the one where the main character is coached by, like, an older version of Faker. But he's, like, actually Faker, like the Korean player who plays League. And but it's like a VR game, and yeah, it's like alternate universe Faker when Faker became retired from League and became a coach instead of being a player. We can read that one. Sure, that'll be fun. It's got like 50 good chapters in it. Or we could review. We could read some fun ones. We could review like Druid of Soul Station.
Mm,
I also would prefer not to do that though. I'd prefer to
it's
like
pretty
have
long.
a good time. I Druid of Soul Station is something. It's the characters in that. There's more characters, and they're all equally unlikable. I hate them all. Yeah. Um, we can read this one. I'll update the title. It'll be called The Challenger. Ay.
Oh, got it.
Did you actually read this one, or do you not know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
Oh, you're in for something. I don't know what, but you are in for something. Yeah, there's like a virtual reality game, and there's a guy, and he he gets scouted for a school, and the faculty member assigned to him, uh, his like IGN in the game is the unkillable demon king, I think, which is very funny. Uh, but you know what? Maybe it'll be fun for you. Maybe you'll also enjoy how stupid this one is, or maybe you'll be like, okay, this one's just stupid. But yeah. Uh, any closing thoughts on existence? Any sort of thoughts on why human race should be extinct or something?
Right.
All right,
It was you
guys.
know, it was pretty new and refreshing. Go read it if you're tired of reading every other Power Fantasy.
But don't you want to stay on the path of like you're comfortable in the trash, you know? There's no reason to stop reading the trash just cause. Just keep reading the trash and the trash will never bite you back. You'll be comfortable in the
So,
trash. Become trash.
What?
Feel the flow of trash within you. Your trash chakra.
Oh
The,
yeah,
the
gotta get
trash
that
core within
trash
you is
balance, man.
reacting. I've cultivated
Get
enough
your
trash.
meridians, triple trash, phoenix of trash.
Yeah, the trash, the way of the trash sword. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore.
Yeah, the
Yeah, we'll
trash
see
axe.
you. We'll see you next time with the challenger. Yeah, go and oh yeah, go and fucking subscribe or something. I don't know what people say on YouTube. People don't even listen to this shit. It's like 45 minutes in. Why would they listen? Go and subscribe and leave a like on the video, comment and say haha if you got this far. Right. We'll see you next time. See ya.